Hey beauties, it is me, Jessica Nicole, and in today's video I am doing my everyday makeup routine. Literally every time I post on Snapchat and I'm going somewhere with my boyfriend and I have my face on and I don't got no eyeshadow on, or at least to me, you guys write me and say, why I haven't posted this? Where am I going? Am I pregnant? Why am I glowing like that? This, that, and why haven't I posted the video? So here you go. Literally, it's just my everyday face, and whatever powders I use in my contour area, I actually used it in my crease area just to define my eyes. But because y'all was yelling at me on Snapchat, I gotta give y'all what y'all asked for, right? But before we get into this video, shout out to my gang, alright? Of course, every time you're the first person to write notification gang inside of my comments, you get shouted out, alright? Because you here first. That means you was waiting for this notification to come through. That means you wanted to watch my videos. That means you bangs with me like I bangs with you. Feel me? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I always tell you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media, and enjoy. Okay guys, so we are starting off with a freshly washed face and my scarf pushed back behind my edges. I will not be wearing a wig today. I'm actually going to put on a turban, but that's besides. So before I get into putting my primers on, I'm just going to spray this little primer from Scandinavia. I usually use the primer water, but I haven't gotten one in a while, so I might just buy this one because I like how it is a little bit better. And this is what I use on my clients anyway. So depending on how long of a day I'm going to have is what kind of primer I will put on. I'm not going to have that long of a day today, but if it was like somewhere where I was spending like more than 8 hours out, I would use my Becca. But I'm going to use my Makeup Forever, which I've been using for the longest. So I'm just tapping this into the forehead region as well as my nose area. And whatever excess is left, we'll tap that on to my chin. I always use the NYX Pore Filler Primer as my pore minimizing primer. Sometimes I'll use the Milk one, but the way I have to really rub it into the skin for it to work becomes a little bit annoying, so I barely really use it. Again, I'm just tapping this in to the areas where I have pores and fine lines. So now that that is all in, we're gonna go into color correcting. You guys know what I am using. If you are new here, I use the color correcting stick from Smashbox, and it is in Lookless Tired Dark, which is orange. So I'm just gonna follow with a blending brush to blend this completely into my face. So I'm gonna start off with my under eyes first. And I'm not rubbing, I'm using tapping motions. If you want, you could go in and set your color corrector in place. I don't. I'm a rebel. I'm gonna go straight on with foundation. For my everyday slay, I usually go in with a drugstore foundation. Usually I would pick between the matte and poreless, or well, usually I would go into my matte and poreless from Maybelline, but I found a new favorite, which is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made, and this is in T80. And this is in 340, but I did drop some of my NYX drops in it, so I think I want to wear my Maybelline today. I'm just applying this with my number 22 brush from NYX. Now that my foundation is fully blended in, we're gonna go in with highlight and contour. So now I finally got the ColourPop concealers. I actually want to get the darker shade for my highlighting shade. This is number 42. I'm gonna go to the next one up, which I think is 46, which I think is too dark. So, but I'm gonna use 42 in the ColourPop concealer. Again, I try to use things that are affordable for everyday makeup because no Nobody wants to use their expensive things every freaking day. Because the coverage on this is so damn high, I try not to apply too much. I learned the hard way. First time I used this concealer. And then I'm going to use Deep 54, Dark Deep 54, and just contour my face. It may not seem like it's doing much, but I promise you it is. I was tempted to buy this brush when I went to Target. This is the e.l.f. small stippling brush. And I'm just spraying that same primer that I used. I'm just going to blend out my contour first. I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just blend in this concealer. And like I always do, I just take whatever excess is on the sponge and just tap that on to my chin instead of going directly in with some concealer. So all you're going to do is take your foundation brush and just blend these two areas together. I'm going to do a set. I'm using the same powder I always use, which is my Sacha Buttercup. So all highlighted areas are set. So of course, we're going to set the face. I'm going to use what I always use because I didn't get the chance to get the Sephora powder. And this is my MAC powder, and this is in dark. And I'm using this flat top powder brush from e.l.f. My one from Vanity Planet, I had to lay it to rest. So, yeah. But I love the way this packs on powder. Ooh. And follow with my number 79 brush from Sephora and the same powder, and I'm just dusting away whatever excess is on my face, and I'm bringing some color back in to my skin. Alright, so now that that is done, I usually let my face sit, but before I let it sit, I'm just going to spray it with some Fix Plus to take away the powdery look. Okay, now that that's sprayed down, I'm going to start on my eyebrows. So I'm going to use the same brow pencil I always use. If you did not see my brow tutorial, of course, I'm going to let that slide across the screen so you guys could check that out. And I'm just filling it in quickly with my NYX brow pencil in espresso. So now that my brows are filled in with the pencil, of course, I'm going to follow with my powder. I tell you guys all the time that I use both powder and pencil. ABH brow powder duo, and this is in chocolate, using the lighter side for the front of my brow and the darker side for the mid to tail of my brow. To clean up the bottom part of my brow, I'm going to use my ABH concealer because this is what I always use. You can use whatever concealer you want. I like using this one because it is very much so pigmented, and also it's just easy to move when I'm doing my brows. I'm just gonna take a brush, blend out the bottom of my brow because they're looking real crazy. I'm gonna follow with this Makeup Revolution concealer, and this is in C13. This is going as my lid concealer. Taking the same brush, and I'm just blending that on the lid and also up into the blended area of my brow concealer. Once that's done, I'm just going to follow with that same Sacha powder and my sponge. Just tap that on to my lid area because I don't have the patience to be using a brush today. Sometimes I'll use a brush depending on how fancy I feel, but today is not the day. Okay, so alright, eyelids are set. I'm literally using one brush and no eyeshadow, just face powders to do whatever eye look I do. I don't do anything crazy. I just do enough on my eye look for my eyes to look like I have something going on. I'm following with Sun Power from MAC, which you guys know I usually use as a blush. I'm just blending that as my quote-unquote transition shade. Adding some color to that eye. Guys, I swear to you, I don't even take long on this. Just go through really quickly. And the one brush I'm using is the M433 from MUFE. Following with my bronzer that I use, which is my Vera Moore powder in Antique Brown, and I'm just going in to my crease area with that powder, giving the eye, of course, some definition. Now that my crease is blended in, I would usually leave my eye like this, or I would take a highlighter, any highlighter, put it on my pinky finger and just rub it across the lid. That's if I'm feeling fancy, okay? Or if I want my eye to look like something, I'll put on a wing liner. Today is literally my everyday look, what I will always do when I'm in a rush and I have to leave the house in about 30 minutes. So that's what I would do. All right, so I'm just gonna pop some lashes on. I have a lash tutorial up already if you guys want to check that out. Ooh, I just had to fight with my eyelash, but I'm gonna apply my mascara, Scuba Mascara from the Balm. I'm just getting those bottom lashes popping. So I'm just going to take my Vera Moore powder and bronze. I'm using another brush from that set where I got from like Amazon, and just, I don't even put a lot on the brush. I just put a little bit and just follow the perimeter of my face. And contour with my Makeup Geek powder. Just put it on the edge of the same brush and just get far by that ear area. Now for the highlighter that everybody's like, oh, you're glowing. Oh, are you pregnant? It's the amrezy highlighter, guys. It gives me that great glow. But first, I have to spray my face with some more Fix Plus. Not as much as I did before. Okay, I'm just going to go in with the highlighter on the highest point of my cheek. Into that brow. Lightly brush the brush over my forehead and lightly brush the brush over my chin. And then I just take whatever's in the cap of my LeBrons, put it on the brush, tap off the excess, and then just go over that. I'm going to use my Sun Power and just blend that highlighter with everything else. My inner corner highlight is usually whatever highlighter I'm using on my face, which is my amrezy. And I just pop that right on up in there. Boom. That is the face you guys have been seeing on Snapchat. I don't know what else y'all think y'all seeing, but this is it. Alright, so last thing is some gloss. 9 times out of 10, I just throw some gloss on. I don't have time to be putting on a lip liner. Alright, because by this time, Bay's rushing me. So, alright, so this is my everyday look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I always tell you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all social media. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.